lovely mother.
Hi, I'm Janette.
And today I'm super excited. We're going to be talking about the Animal Kingdom Lodge. So really excited. My mom has done a full deep dive of notes into the Animal Kingdom Lodge. So she's going to, take it away. And start going over
I thought
the
this was
Animal
a fun
Kingdom
one
Lodge.
for us because we did stay at the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yes, we did recently.
So we have stayed here actually, and I thought it was amazing. So some of the details that, I went over is like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, that happened. So Disney describes it as a step into the heart of Africa. And I got to tell you, I think so. It's inspired by a traditional African kraal. I had to look that up. It does explain it later on when I was doing my research. But a kraal is a group of houses surrounding an enclosure for livestock. In Africa, they would put the houses around in a circle and have it more like an enclosure so the livestock couldn't get away. And that was their way of keeping their livestock in one place. So that's what a kraal is. And that's essentially how this is built.
Yeah, for sure.
Under like the idea of a kraal, because it provides view of 4 lush savannas. There are 200 hoofed animals and birds that call home, and it has the largest collection of African art in the U.S. Skilled artisans were employed to handcraft the furnishings, and I have to say, I was impressed with the detail. As we get into different things, I was impressed with the detail on the furnishings,
I would definitely agree.
the artwork, everything that they did in this lodge is over the top. Okay, it has a pool with a water slide, award-winning dining, exotic animals, and a variety of room types, some of which have savanna views from their balconies. The ground broke on Disney Animal Kingdom in 1990, and it took 8 years to open it up to the public. And then the hotels obviously were sure to follow. On April 16th, 2001, Disney Animal Kingdom Lodge, known as Jambo House, opened. It was one of Walt Disney's most spectacular resorts and the most authentic feeling hotel. And I have to admit, I think that's true. I think that all their hotels have a feeling that immerses you in what you're walking into, like Grand Floridian and Polynesian. Sure. But I think that Animal Kingdom was the one that when I walked in, it's over the top. It just really immerses you.
Yeah, I would definitely agree to that.
Yes. The reserve feels like an African lodge, making it most immersive Disney resorts. Disney always wanted to do animals. He loved putting animals in everything on Walt Disney. And he wanted to actually put live animals in the Jungle Cruise in Disneyland.
Yeah, I knew that. I remember that.
That idea was scrapped because they said the logistics, the safety of the guests, everything of just the logistics of having the animals, it just didn't work.
Yeah.
So
that
was scrapped.
He wanted live birds in the Enchanted Tiki Room as well. And they were like, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. Sitting over you.
Yes.
In 1984, when Eisner became the CEO, the idea for an animal theme park became a reality. The Disney Animal Kingdom Lodge is a lively resort that transports the visitor into the magical and mystery of Africa. So obviously once they decided to do this park, which was going to have all these animals and whatever, of course they had to do the lodge.
For sure.
Peter Dominic was the architect, and he originally led the design teams for the Wilderness Lodge and the Grand Floridian Hotel. Okay, He didn't do the Polynesian. I don't know who did the Polynesian. I mean, we did the Polynesian. I don't remember who did the Polynesian. But obviously, if you think about it, those are also what I just mentioned as one of, like Grand Floridian being one of the immersive hotels. I think that Wilderness Lodge, when you go in there with the lobby, everything puts you in the immersive. And the same thing with the Grand Floridian. It feels like that high-end Florida feel.
Yeah, no, we definitely agree.
Yes. He was joined by Randy Johnson, who is the executive designer and VP for creative at Walt Disney Imagineering. So if you put those two minds together, of course, they were going to come up with a really good idea. The lodge sits on 75 acres and is next to a 400-acre wetland. So that's 475 acres just dedicated to what's the lodge and what's around it. And they were very fortunate. They said one of the big things, there was design challenges, but they were very fortunate that the land was flat, which in some ways was fortunate for the building. Other ways they had to build up because of the way it was flat. They had to build it up to look like Africa, although Africa is fairly flat. The design challenge was to translate the African mythic traditions of animals and landscape into a built form. They needed to meet all the building codes, which in Florida are very, very strict, and guest safety while honoring the authenticity of the jungle material.
Yeah.
And that's what brought them to their design problems, is that to make it look like Africa and use all those materials, they still had to incorporate all of the new stuff. So there was tons of research. The teams toured several places in South Africa, specifically visiting safari game parks. The planning and design was from 1997 to 1998, and the construction of the hotel lasted 2.5 years. The design was influenced by one guiding principle: to have the guests become part of the journey as if they were on a real safari trip.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly how it feels.
Yes.
So.
To be authentic, the team used many native materials, but due to strict building codes, modern material had to be incorporated. They came up with native thatched roofs that they had to put on, because that's when you go through Africa, everything is native.
Yeah, for sure.
And to be able to have thatched roofs caused them a problem because of all the safety and because of all of the fire hazards.
Yeah.
They actually have a custom thatched roof material that was developed by them to put on these buildings. And I gotta tell you.
That's so cool.
Yes, they said the result is amazing, and I have to agree. I mean, because when you look at it, you say to yourself, these things are having all these thatched roofs, and you're looking at it going, how do they maintain that?
I know,
Like,
why is that not flying off in the next hurricane?
I know, you think about it. I mean, thatched roofs, I mean, any, not even a hurricane, you get any storm, you get rain, you get wind, you get, deterioration. Of course, it's composite. So obviously whatever they did, it looks real. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, when you walk in, you're walking into the structure and you are just hit by the grandeur of the lobby, okay? You enter on the 3rd floor of 6-story building. So when you come into that lobby, you are in the middle of the building, and you've got stairs going down, you've got elevators going up, you look up and around, you see all the rooms. It is amazing. And we were there at Christmas time. So they had their Christmas tree set up that goes up the 3 stories up to the top of where we were. Okay, and you face a floor-to-ceiling window with a view of the savannah. And that is amazing. When you look straight ahead, you are looking through a whole floor-to-ceiling window that just opens up the whole thing. Okay, and on that window, which I guess you realize that it has a beautiful design, but there's a vine detail on the window because they had to break down the rigidity of the glass. They couldn't just put glass that high. So in order to preserve it and to keep it, they had to put some kind of metal. So they put the vines to go through there because it gives the guest a feeling of peeking through the vines to the savannah.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And I thought it was amazing because I remember when we went through even the glass doors,
yes.
I remember commenting every time we went through the glass doors that they have all this metal on the glass doors, but it's not just a glass door with metal on it. The glass doors with metal, the design of the metal just makes you feel like you're in Africa. I mean,
it's
down
definitely
to
a lot different.
Yes,
so.
down to that detail. I just remember that when we were there. Okay, the lodge is a U-shaped design. The team used a design based on the arrangements of Zulu communities in which the buildings encircle the livestock.
Yes.
And that's where it says that I mentioned it earlier. That's called a kraal. And that's what they did here. They put the buildings around so that that livestock is caused to be in the middle. All the animals in the savannah are caused to stay in the middle so that people from all around can see what they have there. It allows the buildings to act as a fence while giving guests excellent views of the savannah. Additionally, which nobody really thinks about, they optimize the sunlight. They put it so that the sun shines on the savannah in the morning, the sun shines on the pool during the day, and it comes through the lounge windows in the evening.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, so when they built it, they actually knew which way to build the building so that sun coming over it would hit those different places at different times.
Which makes sense too, because then when you check in the afternoon, the sun's coming through the windows.
Right,
so
it's coming
really
through that
pretty.
windows, right? Because there's the lounge is downstairs. When you come in the 3rd floor lobby, you take those stairs downstairs to the Victoria Falls Lounge. And the lounge, everything is dark. I think somewhere in here I do say something about the lighting, but it is dark because they do have that feeling of that savannah kind of look to it. There is a bridge in the lobby, goes straight across the lobby from one side to the other because the lobby is also U-shaped. And that bridge connects the 2 wings of the building. And let me tell you, this, as they put it in here, this resort is a very large resort. If you think walking through the boardwalk is long, some of these
feels like it's a big resort.
Yes, some of these hallways are very, very, very long because of the way it encircles the whole savannah. The architect used natural materials and patterns whenever possible, including that all their fireplaces down in the lobby and stuff are made of mud. They used a mud-style fireplace as opposed to a brick-style fireplace. Yeah. Also on the property is Kidani Village. I should mention that there is also Kidani Village, which is a Disney Vacation Club villa building. Jumbo House is the main part of the hotel. The Kidani Village is like a 5 to 10 minute walk. You can get a little shuttle that takes you over there and back because some of the dining is over there. That Kidani Village is Disney Vacation Club. Okay. And here it says, you may notice that the resort tends to be dark. When you walk into that lobby, it's not a big, bright like lobby when you walk into some of the lobbies. The use of artificial exterior moonlight is kept at a minimum to allow the animals to have their normal rest cycle. So even outside the resort in the back and stuff, when you're out there at night, it's not as bright as some of the places lit up because you have the animals and they need to feel like it's nighttime. So they need to follow their regular cycles. Okay. And it is right. I didn't know this, but we didn't use the pool when we were there.
Yeah, we didn't go to the pool.
No, we didn't go to the pool. So the lodge has an 11,000 square foot zero entry pool with a water slide, with also a children's pool and 2 hot tubs.
Yeah.
Now we saw the pool when we walked to one of the places, the Mara, when you go to eat. I'll get to the dining later, but we did see the Mara when you see the pool, but we didn't go into the pool area and walk around or see any of that.
No, nothing crazy.
But I didn't know this, but right along the pool is the Visma, the savannah, which has a flock of flamingos.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know there was a flock of flamingos.
I didn't realize that either.
I wish I would have done this research before we went. I would have went and found my flamingos. I love flamingos. They have an actual flock of flamingos as well as other animals at the resort right alongside the pool area. So I would have liked to have seen that little savannah with its flamingos. It also has a nearby Hakuna Matata playground. So definitely a place to be. Okay. The resort has a full service spa, a fitness center with state-of-the-art equipment. We only stayed there for 2 days, so we didn't use any of this stuff.
We didn't do
and
much,
I was sick for one of the days. It was a blessing in disguise because we probably wouldn't have stayed in the room all day if I didn't feel bad. And we ended up spending that day watching those animals. So I have to admit, if I was going to be at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, it was the perfect day to not feel well, because we did stay in the room and end up just enjoying those animals all day long. The fitness, the spa actually has sauna and steam rooms also. So it is a luxury resort. Okay. The Suwadi Marketplace is one of the best resort gift shops around. And I have to admit, it was
really nice.
It was amazing, because this is one of these gift shops where they sell original artwork inspired by the resort, African themed sculptures and instruments, and even resort specific items like t-shirts and different things that only the resort has that you can't get anyplace else. And I got to tell you, some of this African art was beautiful.
Yeah, they have some beautiful handmade sculptures, all these like wooden, sculptures. They had the wooden canes as well. Oh, so many things were there.
Beautiful stuff. I mean, absolutely gorgeous stuff. I remember, and for me, like I said, my house, when I was a kid growing up, my father was an African nut. He wanted everything to do with Africa and the animals and the giraffes and the panthers and the tigers and whatever. So our house always had all of these African animals around and different African little sculptures and different African things. And when I went through that gift shop, if my father was still alive, I would have went home with a whole suitcase full of crap.
You would have had spent thousands.
Yes, I would have been like, oh, my father would love that.
Even then, there was a cane that you really wanted, because my mom has like an umbrella stand in her house with like, you can kind of put decorative canes in there. And I think the one you wanted was like $500. Yes. There was like a handmade, hand-painted cane straight from Africa.
Yes,
I was like, this is amazing.
Gorgeous.
It was big. It was huge. But
yes. And I said to myself, do I really need to spend $500 to buy this cane to put in my umbrella holder by the door? I have like a Chinese umbrella holder that I have like my husband's father's cane in there, and then another cane that I had from like, I guess my grandfather or somebody. So it was like something that was passed down through the generations. And I would have loved to have bought this African cane, but nope, we left it there.
Instead, we did each buy a little giraffe sculpture.
Wooden giraffe. It's on my shelf.
A little wooden giraffe.
I usually try to bring home something that's for the house to put around and stuff that reminds me. And yes, we bought the giraffes because that's my favorite part of the animal safari. But anyway, back to the hotel. They also have, this is also a typical hotel gift shop. As much as you love going through all this stuff, they do have all the regular stuff. They have a couple of Disney items, and they have all the essentials that if you forget to pack, you can go down there and get your little essentials that you need, and people who are staying there that need all kinds of stuff. The lodge is located near the Animal Kingdom Park, and a lot of people discount it because it is a little further away than most.
Yes.
The traveling back and forth to it is just by bus. You take just the buses back and forth to the parks or to Disney Springs. And the person who did this research said that technically it's 20 minutes from Magic Kingdom to the hotel. Now, to some people, that's a long trip, because if you can stay at one of the other hotels or stay at Epcot and stay at one of the hotels by Epcot, 5 minutes you're in the park and 10 minutes you're in in Magic Kingdom. So some people discount it, but I have to say, it is worth going to. It is worth, even if like us, when we did it just for one night.
No, I definitely agree.
It was definitely worth the trip. Mm-hmm. It was worth being there. It was worth sitting on the bus for 20 minutes. It doesn't matter.
I don't even really notice, honestly.
Yes, I think that this hotel definitely worth a visit. Okay. They have lots of dining. Restaurant Chico, the cooking place, is a signature dining restaurant in Jambo House serving dinner. They have an exotic menu including wild boar, duck breast, and wild striped bass, as well as the typical fare of filet mignon, salmon, that kind of. Reservations are recommended. It is expensive. We have been there twice. First time, I absolutely loved it. Second time, we had a really bad waiter, which is very unusual in Disney, but we did have a very annoying waiter. But I have to say, it is a beautiful restaurant. If you get there, the atmosphere is really nice. If you're into exotic food, yes, I'm not, but they do have a filet mignon on the menu, and they do have a children's menu, so we were fine. It is a very beautiful restaurant. Boma, which seems to be a very, very popular restaurant, it's called Boma Flavors of Africa, and it's a buffet-style restaurant that serves breakfast and dinner with a wide selection of entrees, soups, salads, and reservations, and they put this here strongly recommended. I think this, like I said, we've been to Chico, the second place. It was practically empty, but it seems to me that Boma seems to be the really hot ticket that people love to go to Boma, and they always have some kind of African music playing. When we were there, they had those people sitting outside playing the drums.
Super fun. They're getting everyone to like kind of sing with them.
Right. One of the cast members has actually joined in with them and was sitting with them and playing the drums and doing stuff. It's really a fun place to be, and people say the food is excellent there. So
yes, I've heard the same too. That the food is very good at Boma.
Now, the Mara is a quick service food court. We use them, and I have to say,
we ate there like 3 times.
Yes, well, yes, because we had breakfast, we had snacks. You had your gingerbread cookie from there, which was very good because it was Christmas time and they had gingerbread cookies. But even the food, the breakfast, the dinners, whatever, it was very good. As a quick service, it was very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice atmosphere, very
Mara is also where they sell the little ginger giraffe cookie as well.
Yeah, so I mean, you got your little gingerbread cookie.
It's very good. It has a vanilla cookie on the back too. Technically, get 2 cookies for the price
for
of
one. She was very in love with that little giraffe cookie.
Well, it's funny. I used to never like gingerbread. My whole life, I have not liked gingerbread.
Never touched it.
And then one day, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should try gingerbread again. So I made my own gingerbread recipe, and I was like, it's actually not bad. So now I don't love gingerbread, but I do like gingerbread.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, she liked that gingerbread giraffe, so that was good. And that was, like I said, it was Christmas time, so obviously they had a little Christmas snacks around. But the Mara offers burgers, chicken nuggets, some really great sandwiches, salads, drinks, all the stuff you can buy in the refrigerators, things like that. I have to say, for a quick service, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used them a couple of times. Okay, now over in Kidani Village, which is the DVC Vacation Club, which you could take a little shuttle over or walk over or do whatever, is Sanaa, I guess they say it. Sanaa,
yeah.
Which is a full-service restaurant offering unique African dishes with an Indian-inspired flair. So you're going to get curry and those kind of dishes at Sanaa. So they kind of try to...
I heard Sanaa is also very good as well.
All the restaurants there get pretty good reviews. Like I said, the people seem to like it. And it's very authentic theme, especially if you want these kind of dishes. I'm trying to think of where else you would get them.
That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't really
Morocco
get
in Epcot is really the only place that you would get these kind of dishes.
And even then Morocco is, it's like Northern Africa, I guess, too. You're
Yes.
not going to get the Indian flavor in Morocco.
Right. I think there's one curry thing on their menu or whatever.
Yeah, but it's more like the Middle Eastern
Yeah,
food
if you
there.
want this kind of food, technically, that's the only place you're really going to find it. I can't think of any place else that would have it. None of the other parks do, too. I don't think not even Animal Kingdom has Indian food, I don't think. Do they?
Maybe Yak and Yeti has stuff.
Oh, they have like a inspired, yes, inspired kind of thing. People seem to like this. And like I said, that's over at the Kidani Village. But even at the Kidani Village is Disney Vacation Club, also facing the Savannas. So, I mean, whether you're at the Jambo House or whether you're at Kidani Village, plus you have to realize too that these hotels all have outdoor spaces. So they have like outdoor places where you can hang out and just look at the animals and do whatever. You don't have to always be doing something. Okay, and then the last thing they had was the Victoria Falls Lounge, which is one of the most intimate on Disney property and opens daily at 4, offering specialty coffees and teas in addition to being a full-service bar. So you can go in there just to have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and hang out. I got to tell you, they're right. It's intimate. The lighting is very intimate. Even like on the bar, they have these little lamps, and under the lamps are all animals.
Yes.
They're carved animals. Like we were sitting there looking at the lamp.
Move them. They're like
you can't move them. Yes,
like
it's a little annoying if you. They don't serve food there really though, so they have like little snacks and stuff. So it's not like you have to put a whole dish down, but they are like along the bar and they're attached. But because people would be moving those all over the place.
Yeah, I know.
But I got to tell you, they need those because people can't see a menu. Like when they give you the little menu, if you didn't have those little lamps, it's so dark in there, you wouldn't be able to see the menu. Everybody'd have their little flashlights out on their phones. But even those lamps, the carvings on the bottoms
for sure.
were just intricately done. It wasn't just like slap an animal on there. It was just, I have to admit, it was really great. Can you tell I like this place? And of course, there's also 24-hour in-room dining.
Yes.
You can also do that. Okay. The rooms are decorated in African theme with dark lighting, carved ornate dark wood, and lots of detail. And I can attest to that. I wasn't even feeling good. I sat at the table, looked down and said, oh my God, the feet are like the feet of an animal.
Yes. I think they're like the feet of like a lion or something, right?
Yeah, it was like a lion or something with a big claw at the bottom. I got to tell you, I just was sitting there and I looked down and said, oh my God, even the legs of the tables have detail on them. Everything is dark, though. I have to admit, this hotel is a very dark hotel. It is kind of different when you're staying there. But even in the shower had
a whole mural of tiles.
A whole mural.
Of the Lion King.
Yes, of Africa. It was just amazing. Okay.
Well, my mom complained that the toilet room had nothing. It was just a toilet in a little room.
I know. Yes, I forgot about that. Okay. Now, like I said, I spent a lot of time in the toilet room because I wasn't feeling good. So anyway, the whole room is so detailed.
Yeah, everything is extremely detailed.
You walk into where the toilet is. It's in its own separate little room, obviously, which a lot of these hotels do. So you can have, using the bathroom at the same time. Nothing. It was just walls. There was no paintings.
Just the toilet in a little white room.
I know. No pictures, no paintings, no nothing. And I was like, oh my God, they just stopped dead. They got to this room.
Well, they ran out of budget. At that point, they were like, well, the toilet is the last thing and nothing left for the toilet.
I forgot about that. Okay, I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. But yes, that was the only place there wasn't any detail. Every place else, you were overwhelmed. Okay. The layout in all the rooms in the hotel are the same. You can get 2 queen beds or a king bed, but they're the typical Disney layout, obviously with the bathrooms giving you privacy if you need to like use the bathroom and also use the sinks. They have LCD TVs and they have plugins for all your devices, including if you bring your own Blu-rays or DVDs or whatever, you can plug everything in. They have plugins for everything. Each room has its own private balcony and some of them with a view of a 33-acre preserve. The rooms include makeup mirrors, hair dryers, coffee makers, ironing and ironing boards, in-room safes, ceiling fans, free Wi-Fi, newspaper daily, and the hotel also has guest suites and concierge level room. Mm-hmm. Concierge level can book a sunrise safari at 7 a.m. It costs $65 per adult and $32.50 for kids, but that's a sunrise safari.
Yeah, that's actually not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it leaves the hotel at 7 a.m. They take you out on one of their trucks and you go through the savannah at sunrise.
Yeah, that'd be so fun, honestly.
Yes, but only people staying at the concierge level are allowed to do that. Because when I first saw it, I said, wait a minute, they do have a tour. I'll get to that in a minute.
Do you have more about the rooms?
Do I have more about the rooms?
Yeah, I was just going to add on about the rooms is that so when we were there, I slept on the pull-out couch, and I've heard from other people as well. Is they have the pull-out couch and the pull-out chair, right? Because the chair also pulled out. I don't remember now. Did the chair pull out?
Yes, I think it did.
Yeah, I've slept on the pull-out couch for 2 nights, 3 nights. It was the worst pull-out couch I've ever slept on. And I've slept on a number of pull-out couches over my entire life, and that one was the worst. But what's funny is that right after we stayed, I watched a vlog of someone else staying at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, and he said the same thing. It was the worst pull-out couch he slept on.
We should have called him and tell them.
He slept on the chair instead. I didn't realize I could have slept on the chair.
I didn't think I realized it either.
So he ended up sleeping on the chair, and he said the chair is much more comfortable. But I think that just goes to show that it has not been refreshed in a couple of years is all. So, Disney has a cycle of when they refresh all their resorts, and Animal Kingdom Lodge hasn't been refreshed in the last couple of years. So I do think the pull-out couch mattresses or something needs to be refreshed because it was not good.
Amanda is not a complainer.
Yeah, yes, I'm saying
she's not a complainer. She didn't complain because if she would have told me, Mom, that bed was really bad, we would have called down and said.
It was like so hard to sleep because you have this horizontal bar going across your back. There's no way for you to like escape it. You're just trapped on this bar.
If she had told me that before we left, I would have called down and just asked them for a topper or another mattress or something. Yeah. We would have asked them for something. And they may have said, we'll try the chair. And maybe we would have moved over. I don't know. But Amanda's not a complainer. So she didn't say anything until after we left.
Yeah, but it was the worst. And again, I've slept on a variety of pull-out couches and all different resorts, all different hotels, motels, everything. And that one was the worst one, which is unfortunate. So
maybe we should have folded it up and put you on the floor. Probably would have been better.
Well, again, I should have done the chair. I didn't realize the chair was an option.
Yeah, I didn't realize
I watched that vlog and he said the chair was much better. It was all, he didn't say it was great, but he said it was much better.
Live and learn.
So
it's like when you go to the Contemporary and Bay Lake, they have a chair and a couch.
They do, but Bay Lake is a much newer resort in comparison to.
I don't think Animal Kingdom's I don't think it's been refurbished since they put it in. I don't remember any redo on.
So that's why
Animal
Bay
Kingdom.
Lake's pull-out couches, great. Honestly, some of the best pull-out couches. Like I never, there's a fine. They just redid the boardwalk recently, so the boardwalk is all really nice too.
Saratoga Springs too has all new.
Yeah, Saratoga Springs just got got
pull down
refurbished.
bed, not a couch.
So some of them, it's again, as they refurbish, they improve things, obviously. But this one has been, well loved as all these pull-out couches.
Okay, and the only last thing about the resort is that it's a deluxe resort. It has valet or self-service parking, room service, bell staff, and a concierge desk. We're talking luxury, okay? Yeah. It's a luxury hotel. Okay, then just as an added thing, is that the Disney buses run to each of the theme parks in Disney Springs, as we said. From there, that's the transportation. There is no other transportation. It's the buses to take it back and forth. And the last thing is they do have a nighttime safari. They have a nighttime safari ride that goes out for Walt Disney World guests with Walt Disney World reservations called the Starlight Safari. It leaves twice a night at 8:30 and 10 p.m. It goes out for 1 hour, and it varies in price by date from $76 to $89. And if you're a DVC member, you can get a discount on that price. So they do have it. Because like I said, when I first saw the other thing, when they said it's only for concierge guests, I said, no, it's not. They have to update this. And then I realized they were talking about sunrise, not sunset. This one is a nighttime one that goes out at 8:30 and 10 o'clock. So that was what I have for the...
Well, the other thing too is that when we were at Animal Kingdom Lodge was that, so in the morning we would wake up and we would run. Our room was right by Jumbo House, like right by the lodge, like lobby. So we were right kind of there by where that Savannah was.
Yeah, we were in Jumbo House, right?
And I remember in the morning, because when we checked in, we walked in the room, all the animals there. I didn't even say thank you to the man who brought our suitcases up. I just walked away from that man, never saw him again. I was like, sorry, don't know what happened to him. He disappeared.
Yes, so we just beelined it for the doors.
Got ignored instantly as soon as we got in that room because he said, "Oh, go look out the window." And yeah, the animals were all right there. We were so excited. But that night when we checked in, we were meeting our friends for dinner, so we literally were just dropping the bags off and leaving. And so we saw the animals. I took a few quick photos. We left. The next morning when we woke up, there were no animals on the savannah. So we kept looking, didn't see any animals in the savannah. This was before my mom got really sick, so we did go out to Epcot, I think, that day for a little bit, and then we came back. Animals in the afternoon, and essentially what we ended up learning from one of the cast members who were there is that that they play little bells around the savannah so that everyone staying at the savannah, they attract the animals to different parts of the savannah at different times of the day. So they will play a little bell, and when the animals hear it, like the Pavlov, the old experiment, the animals know if they go to that section of savannah, they're going to get like a little treat, like a little snack. Then they all wander all over together over time, and they sit there for
That's to ensure that each one of the balconies get to see the animals.
So everyone has a different time of day when they're going to see the animals. So because we were staying close to the lobby, our time of day was in the late afternoon for check-in, so that when people check in and they walk to the back of that, they had the little Savannah Outlook there. When you check in and you walk to that Savannah Outlook, all of the animals are right there at the Savannah Outlook. So that was our time of the day, was the afternoon, which was great because once we realized that, we're like, oh, that makes sense. That other parts of people staying at those far end rooms, they're getting them in the morning or something like that was the only thing. So so that's important to just note, just so you know. So when you get there, try to figure out what time of day your section of your room is, so you know what day to be there, so you can see the animals.
What time to be in your room to see the animals.
Yeah, so that way you really maximize when you see the animals.
Well, do what I did and just end up staying in the room all day.
Well, that's also kind of how we figured out too, because then we sat in the room all day, and all morning, up until like early afternoon, we didn't really see anything. Much. We'd see maybe one little antelope walking around by itself, and then again, once we got into that later afternoon, suddenly it's like the giraffes came and they never left.
The zebras, the giraffes. There was some kind of ostrich or bird that kept attached. One of the workers came with the cart and got out of the cart and went to go do something. That bird jumped into that cart and took it apart.
I know. Like around 4 or 4:30, one of the workers came and she was setting out like special treats, like little tufts of grass in little areas, and so that way the animals would know. They just wandered over for the food, to the point where you could hear the hooves of them walking as they were walking over to get.
And
the
you
food.
can go downstairs, obviously, and each of the areas has a viewing area. That's how we found out this information, because in the morning we went down and went over to talk to the guy who was standing by where all the animals were.
Where are the animals?
Yeah, and it was so funny because at one point, all of a sudden, they all started to walk in one direction.
Yeah,
and that's how he started explaining to us that somebody's over there calling them because they want them to move. They don't want them to stay in one place because of people.
Yeah, so that's time of day. So that way, everyone who has rooms looking at the savannah have a different time of day that they all get to see the animals up close.
Also, I would suggest, if you can, to get a lower floor as opposed. We were on the 4th floor.
Yes,
I think, right?
Yeah, we were on the 4th floor because the 5th floor is the concierge room.
Right,
or the concierge floor.
If you really want a great room, you get the 2nd floor because you're more eye level with the animals.
You're more eye level, so because there's a lot of trees, of course, here. Yes. So sometimes some of the animals were were pretty close, but because of the tree lines, we couldn't see them through the trees.
Right.
And I realized if we were eye level, we would be able to see through the trees and we would see them a bit more. Also, again, when she places that food pretty close to the rooms, honestly, then they would be right in front of you.
Right there in front of your balconies. Right. Yeah. So I would suggest, we didn't know all this when we went. We took the room. It was a great room. We really had a great view. I can't really complain.
Like all the floors, honestly, would be great because you just would get a different experience.
Right. can't complain. But if I went back, I would really, really request if they could put us lower.
Yeah.
Just put me lower than the 4th floor, because last time I was on the 4th floor. And it was funny, too, because I was just effusive when I got there. I was just so excited.
We were all so ecstatic.
We were so excited. I got there, and it was so funny because they asked me something, and I said, yes, I'm celebrating my birthday. It was like December, and I said, I'm celebrating my birthday. I said, I'm treating myself to being here because we own at Bay Lake. I'm treating myself to being here because we were just so excited because they were asking why we were there. Like they always ask, like, they always chit chat with you at the desk. And it was funny because after the fact, I said, I read all these things about people say, oh, I got pixie dusted. I got this, I got that. I said, it was my birthday. They said happy birthday, and that was it. I said,
well, you didn't want a button or any of that
no,
stuff.
I didn't want any of that stuff. So I didn't care. But like I said, if we had a great room, can't complain. It was clean. It was nice. It was good. It worked well. I just think that if I really went back, I would ask them, could you please just move me down a level? Or,
so that way we can just see a bit more of the savannah when we're there. But so fun. I love it so much.
And I would definitely plan my day, that half a day, wherever those animals are going to be, that half a day I would be in the room.
Yes, assuming you have a savannah looking room. If you don't have a savannah looking room, then obviously...
it doesn't matter. You just go where the animals are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then just go to the outlooks. And again, there's plenty of places to stand in that hotel.
And I also think that if I was going to spend a lot of time in the park...
Yeah, I would not waste the money on a savannah view.
Yeah. I would just get the regular room and then spend your time when you want to go someplace. Just go out of your room and go down to where you can be in the lobby and see them, or go by the pool and see them, or go over by where we stood. When you come out of the lobby, there's a whole area there where you could sit. There's rocking chairs and stuff, and you can sit.
Again, there's plenty of places to see them. So again, if you're really going for the parks, but you just want the animals kind of in the background of your trip, just save the money. Just
save the money on the savannah view.
Room, and then plenty of places to go look at the animals for sure.
No, the hotel is definitely worth a trip. I think that it's one of the hotels that I would say, yes, I would. I think it's worth trying out at least once. It is one of the more expensive ones because, like I said, it is the high luxury.
It was so fun though.
Yes.
Hopefully we can stay there again. We got to go find the flamingo. Well, we're going to have to if we go back. But anyway, though, all right. So let's transition to just a little bit of Disney news. So first up, Jollywood Nights will have a new ice show featuring international ice skaters. This is new from last year. They did not have this last year. It's called Glistening or Glistens or something. That'll be super exciting. Not sure where it's going to be in the park yet. They didn't say that yet. But also they announced for Jollywood Nights that everyone is going to get a champagne Muppet marshmallow, which I thought was really funny. Okay. So basically, it's just a little marshmallow that I guess is infused with champagne or champagne flavored, and it comes in a little box with the Muppets on it. So in your ticket for however much Jollywood Nights is, you're going to get a marshmallow treat. Okay. But honestly, I would love to go to Jollywood Nights just because they have the exclusive Gertie cookie. So they have a cookie of Gertie wearing the little Santa hat, and it's so cute. Okay. I love Gertie so much. She's so cute, and I don't think they sell that during the day. I think that's a Jollywood's nice exclusive cookie. Okay. I feel like they should sell it during the day because it's really cute.
I'm sure they'd probably sell out.
Right. Very exciting. There is some new pavement that's been coming to Adventureland and Magic Kingdom. So they've been redoing some of the pavement at Adventureland. So I think they're doing it slowly in like patches. So it's not all done, but going to be rolling out slowly, which is kind of exciting. It looks really cool. And the last little thing we have here is that there's been a lot of new Lilo and Stitch merch recently, which is very odd for some reason. I'm not sure why right now it's launching because Lilo and Stitch is filming their live action movie as we speak. So currently they're still filming.
I'm surprised they brought it out so fast.
Yeah. So I guess they're getting ready for the new Lilo and Stitch live action, or maybe they're trying to get rid of what they currently have so they can do the live action merch when the live action movie drops. So I guess we'll see. But a lot of new Lilo and Stitch movie, new hats, new shirts, new everything basically all over the park. So that's kind of fun to see, I suppose. All right, and now we have some Disney birthdays. So first up is James Rhodes. This is Rhodey from the Marvel series. His birthday is October 6th. Actually, all the birthdays are October 6th.
Oh.
Princess Sophia, she's the little princess in the red dress that she wears from Disney Junior.
Okay.
Her birthday is also on October 6th. And my sophomore year college roommate Allegra, her birthday is also October 6th. Big day, October 6th. Happy birthday to all of our October babies, all of our Libras, our Libras kings and queens. And the other big anniversary that we have is on October 1st, 1971, Magic Kingdom opened up its doors for the first time. And on October 1st, 1982, Epcot opened up its doors for the first time. So also happy birthday and happy anniversary to Magic Kingdom and Epcot. Very exciting that both these parks are celebrating their anniversary. I love too that's on the same day. It makes it a lot easier to remember.
Yes.
So if only it was 1981, so it would be perfect.
Perfect.
So
right.
They're like 1 year off from each other, but it is what it is. So, all right. And then that transitions into our final segment of the podcast, our Disney memory, even though we did share a lot of memories already.
Oh God, we shared so many memories. I don't think I can share anymore.
I know. I feel like the main memory was just when we first got into Animal Kingdom vlogs. You just see
yours is running to the
and just being so excited that it's like we finally got there. It was so exciting to see the animals just running up to that door, saying, "Never seen that bellhop again." So sorry to him. Hope he's doing well. But
like I said, I treated myself because we paid for the room for 2 nights, and it it was a lot. But I got to tell you, it was worth every penny because to me, it was my birthday gift to myself. It was just, the memory is just walking into that lobby and seeing that Christmas tree and just being there. We had been obviously to the lodge before to go to dinner and stuff, but just staying there, seeing the detail.
And we'd even talk about the gingerbread sculptures. They had the zebra and the giraffe for Christmas as well, the gingerbread sculptures.
Yeah,
so cool.
Their gingerbread sculptures were absolutely beautiful. And like I said, like every other gingerbread sculpture, you can't believe it's made out of cookie.
But all right, thanks everyone for listening. So let us know, have you stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge? Are you going to stay? Is it a dream resort for you to stay? Obviously, it is expensive, so it's not always feasible for every trip.
But like I said, we paid for the Savannah View room. I think that if you're going to go to the park or you're going to be there for a couple of days, I'm not so sure that I would pay for a Savannah room again.
For sure. And you could always also stay there like we did, just 1 or 2 nights. So you just have to be your whole trip. So you can save money that way too. But I do think it is worth at least visiting, even if you don't stay there, to at least go there, check out one of the restaurants, one of the resorts, even just look at the animals on the Savannah.
Yeah, you can go there just for the day. I mean, you could just go there for dinner. And while you're there for dinner, you can get a real feel. That's what we did the first time we went there. You just get a real feel for what the hotel is like and what it feels like, and to be there next to the animals. And you can just go there early, hang out, do whatever, have a drink, or like I said, a cup of coffee or a drink at the bar, and then go to dinner and really just enjoy the detail.
Yeah, so let us know, everyone, if you're going to stay. If you want to stay, we'd love to hear. And also, like, maybe where you like to stay when you go to Animal Kingdom Lodge, is there like a room area, Savannah, that you like to request? Have you done that sunrise tour or the sunset tour? We'd love to hear about that as well. So we will have a dedicated Instagram post on our Instagram, Almost Amanda X. You can let us know. Also, make sure to give us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or if you're listening on YouTube, to leave a comment down below. Until then, see you.